Good morning. This is Linda Kay, and today I am going to show you the books that I got from my local library and also the book that I bought recently. So I have two stacks of books to show you, and hopefully it won't take very long. But today is Saturday, October the 16th, 2021. And it is like 11 something in the morning. And the weather is sunny and cool, and we've had lots of rain lately. So today is the first day that we have not had no rain. And it's sun shining, and I love it. Okay, on to the books. Okay, I'm going to show you my library book haul that I got from my local library. And my library uses Evergreen library system, and it's a way of small town library to get books for the patrons that the library itself does not have. And there are over 100 libraries in my state that belong to the Evergreen library system. So that is how I get my books. Okay, the first one is the one I'm currently reading, and it's called Murder by the Slice, and it's book number 2 in a fresh baked mystery, and the author is Olivia J. Worsburn. That's the name of the book. And it's Laura's print, which, I dearly love. It's upside down, but you can get the idea. I love large print books. They're my favorite to read. So this is the only library book that I'm currently reading in physical format. So, and it is a really good series. It is a really good book. I read book 1 already, so now I'm on book 2, and I got book 3 on hold at the library. I don't know how many books there is in this series, but this is book 2. And I love large print because I can practically fly right through it, and read it very easily without straining my eyes. Then the next one that I got from my local library is Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Wall. It's a graphic novel. And this one, I just cannot get into graphic novels. I don't know why, but I just can't. The only one that I managed to read clear through was the Smurfs graphic novel. But I don't know, I just can't get into them. I think it's because I read so many comic books in the past, and the artwork and stuff, is, gorgeous. But I'm just not into graphic novels. I did read a few pages of this, and I did enjoy it, but it's going to have to come out in book form before I read it. So that's going to be returned to the library tomorrow. I'm going to drop it off in the drop-off box. And the next book that I have out from the library is called The Other Side of Everest, Climbing the North Face Through the Killer Storm by Matt Dickinson. And this book, I'm telling you, you have to read it. This book is so good. once you start reading it, you cannot put it down. And I bought my own copy, and I should be getting it today. So as soon as I get my own copy from Amazon, then I'm gonna finish reading this because it is so good, and it's very detailed event that the book talks about all of the climbers that tried to reach the very top of Mount Everest and what they had to go through and how some of them didn't make it and so on. I love this book. It's a keeper. And then the pumpkin heads and this one are the two that I just randomly chucked up on my library. The other two I had on hold. This one I called Vortex by Catherine Coulter. It's a FBI thriller. And I started reading this because I thought I would really enjoy it. But the problem with this was I don't really care for it. You know, like, it has, okay, for instance, my child, like, for instance, chapter 8, Olivia and Savage, GAU Criminal Apprehension Unit, Hoover Building, interview room, Tuesday morning. I just don't care for that type of a title. And it's more like a sci-fi type book than anything. And, you know, it's a thriller, but I just don't care for this type of book. I mean, if I'm going to read, you know, a thriller, I want one, you know, like James Patterson or, you know, one of those people. So I read like 2 pages of this and I closed the book. So some of you may like it, I don't know. But as a new book that came out in this year. So this is gonna go back to the library. So those are the books I got chucked out from the library. 3 of them are gonna go back either today or tomorrow. I can drop it off in the drop-off box. And I have 6 books on hold at the library that I will probably pick up on Tuesday if they all come in. And they're all mysteries and then a couple of them was recommended by another booktuber, so I put that book on hold too. So I got 6 books altogether waiting on me to come and pick up at the library, and hopefully they'll be all in on Tuesday so I can just pick them up and bring them home and read them. And they're the older books, so I don't have to worry about people wanting to read them after me. So, because I can keep my books for 3 weeks, I can check out up to, believe it or not, up to 100 books at one time. The most I've ever checked out was 6. So the only book that I'm actually reading from my pile of library books is the one about the murder by the flies. This is the only library book that I'm currently reading. And it is really good. Okay, the book that I bought recently and over the last few months is I don't know if I told you this or not, but it's Dragons of Autumn Twilight, Dragonlance Chronicles Volume 1, and by Margaret Weiss, Weis, and Tracy Hickman. And it's the Dungeons and Dragonlance. And I could not get book 2 in physical format, so I got it as an ebook. But this is book 1. And I got book 3 in the pile too. I don't know why I can't get book 2. They got book 1, they got book 3 in physical format, but yet they don't have book 2. That don't make no sense. And then another one that I bought, I got all these books that I'm showing you. I got all these books from Barnes & Noble. They had every single one of them that I wanted. And I bought them with my Christmas money. Okay, another one from Barnes & Noble is World of Wonders and Praise of Fireflies, Whale Sharks, and Other Astonishments. And by Amy, and I'm not going to even try to say her last name. But that is the book. And it has illustrations in it and things, well, I thought it did. You know, like buggies. You know, each chapter and this is a hardback book. And this is Barnes & Noble Classic Edition, or Special Edition. So, yeah. So I got this from Barnes & Nobles. And I love the cover of this. It's so pretty. I love Barnes & Noble. You cannot beat them. And I'm a member, so... And I have been slowly buying all of the Nancy Drew Mystery Series books. So, so I am up to book number 32. I got 34 and I got 56. So book number 32 is called The Scarlet Slipper Mystery by Karen Keene. So this is book number 32. And I forgot one. I'll be right back. Hang on. And I just washed my hair so it's kind of wet. And I cut my own sides because they were thick. And I cut my bangs, so I'm good to go. Okay, another book that I bought, the one that I forgot. I am also buying the Hardy Boys Mystery Series. You know, because, you know, I gotta have both. You know, I just can't just have one. This is book number 3. And the name of the title is The Secret of the Old Mill. And of course, the author is Franklin Dixon. So this is book number 3. I still gotta get book number 2 yet, but I got 1 and 3 now, so Next one I get gonna be book number 2. I thought I had it, but I don't. That's another one I bought from Barnes and Nobles. And then I don't know if I showed you this or not, but I'm also reading. This is my own physical copy. The Diva Serves High Tea by Krista Davis. I got this from Amazon. And another book that I bought from Barnes and Nobles that I started reading is The Island of Dragons, The 12th Adventure in the Kingdom of Fantasy by Geronimo Sultan. And this is my own copy. Got it from Barnes and Nobles. And I love the illustrations. I mean, this book is so cool. It has, wording like that in it. It is so cool. And the illustration in this thing is just like that. Even a 8-year-old could read this book if they wanted to. And some of the pages I just love books like these. I could just collect every one of these. And and this picture right here, I love it. I love the two combination of the two. So it's really neat. I love books like this. So I bought this from Barnes and Nobles. Another one that I bought, which is another favorite of mine, is Rise of the Earth Dragon. The series is called Dragon Masters, and the author is Tracy West, W-E-S-T. And I got this from Barnes and Nobles. And I think, and it has illustrations in it too. So and it has like I don't want to bend it too much because it's, but yeah, there's like a whole bunch of them. And on the back, it's supposed to be appealing to 1st through 3rd graders, and then the reading level of grade 2. So it's a really cute story. I love it. And there's a whole bunch of books in the Dragon Master series too. So I am going to buy them all, one by one. Next one that I got from Barnes and Nobles is book. Oh no, I got book 2. Okay, so I do have. I got book 1 and book 2. Okay. I didn't think I did, but I do. Dragons Winter Night, what goes along with my other one. And the authors Margaret Weiss, Weis, and Tracy Heckman. So this is book number 2. I got 1 and 2. And then I was in Dollar General the other day and I seen this and I just had to have it because I'm a peanut fan. It's a word search puzzles booklet. And it's peanuts. So I just had to have that one. And then I'm going to start reading Keepers of the Lost Cities. Now this copy is illustrated and annotated edition. I got it from Barnes & Nobles. And the author is Shannon Messenger. Keepers of the Lost City was book 1 in the series of Keeper of the Lost Cities. So here is the front cover. And I was here an example of the annotated note that the author did himself. So, I cannot wait to start reading this book. Here's another one. It's all done by the author herself. And it has, illustrations in it. It's nice and big and floppy, So, and it's easy to read. So I'm hoping that I can get the rest of the books in this physical annotated illustrated edition. So, book 1 in the Cities of the Lost Keepers series. So that is it for all my books that I bought and got from the library. And my book, a pile, is going to fall over. And long time ago, I started, and back like in the 70s, I think it was, I started keeping like a 5-subject wire-bound notebooks. And what I do is I write down the books I want to read, author info, series, like Keepers of the Lost Cities. I keep everything, I keep track of all my book stuff and these 5-subject wire-bound notebooks. And this is like my 4th or 5th one, but I'm not keeping track of, which one 1 and 2 and 3 and so forth. And this comes in real handy. So I try to go back and And if my library has the books from my first notebook that I have, and if I can get them, I will read them. But if not, then I'll try to buy them. So that is how I keep track of my books, the ones I want to read, and the author's info and all that stuff. And as far as keeping track of all the books I want to read, it's on my Goodreads. So that is how I do things. Well, that is all in my books is still over. Well, that is all for today. That is all the books I got between my library and buying books. And when I get my books from my library next week, then I will do a video on what I got from the library. So I hope you all have a very wonderful day. Thanks so much for watching and for commenting and for liking my videos. I will see you in my next video. Bye.